Hi, my name's Steve Walker from Promise Money, and I want to talk to you about the commercial market right now. There's some exciting things starting to happen, and we're getting towards the back end of 2021. COVID isn't exactly a distant memory, but people are getting used to the new way of doing things, and lenders are starting to change, which is it's great news, particularly in the investment market. So properties which were investment properties, particularly shops and retail, that was not a good place to be. They did not want to lend. And in some cases, there's still some restrictions around that. But anyway, I want to tell you all about that. So let's just have a quick recap. And let's talk about owner-occupied for a starter. So owner-occupied, you've got a business premises that you trade from, or you want to trade from, you're buying it or you're remortgaging it. Those have been strong all the way through COVID, and loans from 50,000 to 5 million, it's bread and butter stuff, that is. But we're starting to see rates come down on those as well now. Rates under 2%. Now, don't assume you're going to get under 2%. That depends on your business, your accounts, the whole affordability piece. But we are seeing rates as low as under 2%. You're probably more like 2.5 to 3.5. That's where we are. Interest only available, cap and repayment available. Interest only, probably not so much on the high street. They're still sticking more to cap and repayment, but the options are there. And we've got lots of choice from high street lenders to specialist lenders, complex scenarios. And the things that were true before are true now. They're going to look at the asset. They are going to look at the affordability. They are going to look at you as a borrower and what's your experience, your history, your assets, etc., etc. But as we now move, hopefully, out of COVID, they're looking that lenders recognise that a lot of businesses struggled through COVID. Some absolutely went bonkers, but some struggled. Their profits took a dip. So they're now looking at, okay, so how are things improving? So what's really important is if you're thinking of borrowing right now and you are a trading business, are your previous year's accounts, which may not be quite as good as they were the year before, and your management accounts. So do keep good, up-to-date management accounts because lenders will want to see them. So yeah, I think that's it for owner-occupied. That just gives you a bit of a flavour of what's going on. But let's talk about the investment sector. So historically, a lot of lenders pulled right out of investment. The high street particularly. If it's an investment deal, if it's a property you rent out, we don't know what's going on at the moment, so we're not going to go near it. So we were really tightened down to just a small number of lenders at that time who were lending on investment property. But that's changed big style. We've had 3 lenders either returning to the market or new lenders coming back. And just this week, I've had another lender saying, we wouldn't do offices, we wouldn't do shops, we will now. So that's really, really good news. We're seeing a softening of criteria. I've been talking to high street lenders, and while some are still not back there yet, there are others that are saying, well, yes, we will lend on offices and we will lend on retail. So it's good news. The important thing to bear in mind if you're in the investment sector, if it's residential, it's really good. Residential investment is strong at the moment. Lenders love it. If we've got a mix of residential and commercial, some lenders will say, well, look, we'll base it on the residential income. We don't really like the commercial income, so we're going to largely ignore it. But if it tips us over the edge to making a deal, we'll consider it. And then there are others that will actually consider the income from retail premises or from offices. But what's really important here is the length of the lease and the strength of the tenant. So get your leases up to date. Make sure they are longer leases if you possibly can. That's all going to help us get a better deal for you, especially if we are trying to tap into high street lenders. But fear not, there are plenty of specialist lenders who are doing shorter term leases, and the quirky stuff, we're placing a load of that. And the reason we're placing a lot of quirky business at the moment is because people have got quirky circumstances because of COVID. Things have happened. In some cases, people are looking to buy property because they see the opportunity, and it's not always the perfect thing that they're buying, but they think they can turn it into something perfect. Well, we've got lenders who are doing the quirky. So I think the summary here is, look, we're not 100% back to where we were pre-COVID, but there's some really good signs. And lenders are coming back, and we are now able to lend on things that we couldn't do before. or at least we have more choice or better rates on things that we were maybe struggling to do before. So if you have a commercial inquiry, whether it's retail investment or it's owner occupied, whatever the circumstances are, get in touch, follow our videos, subscribe to our videos, stay in touch via e-shots and email. You'll see all sorts of things around this video that you can subscribe and get involved in. The key thing here is, no, we're not back to, you know, full blast commercial lending, but by comparison to where we were, it's going gangbusters. So I hope that's proved useful, and do get in touch if we can help you with any inquiries whatsoever. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.